Now you can finally show off your salary, my mom said with a smirk after emptying my $14,000 account. Dad laughed. Better get back to work. We're spending your next paycheck on a Tokyo trip. Then my sister walked in, holding the keys to a new car, and said, "Thanks for the upgrade." I couldn't stop laughing. None of them realized that money. That morning, I woke to an impossible silence. My bank account, a carefully constructed fortress of my future, lay ravaged. Not by some faceless hacker or distant scammer, but by the very hands I trusted. My family. The people who, until that moment, I believed loved me most. The word betrayal had a new, searing definition. What followed wasn't just a recovery, but a revolution. My name is Mark. I'm 27. The middle child, perpetually in the background. My family would call me reliable, but I knew better. I was the silent orchestrator, the charger finder, the heavy lifter, the perpetual backup plan. The last slice of pizza was mine only if the golden child had graciously declined. My days are spent fixing problems at a logistics help desk. My nights in simple comforts, bus rides with headphones, 1 a.m. instant noodles, spreadsheets that balance. This knack for solutions, it's my skill, yes, but it's also been my curse. Anna, my sister, 2 years my junior, was their designated star. Her life a gallery of triumphs, studio lights, recital footage, framed accolades hanging proudly. My solitary math medal, once a quiet victory, was dismissed with a "that's nice." It's ribbon repurposed for Anna's birthday gift. My father still finds it humorous. I never did. Growing up, I mastered the art of evasion. Not from blows, but from the insidious drip of obligation. "Mark, can you be useful?" "Mark, you don't mind if Anna borrows?" "Mark, your passwords are so good. What's the Wi-Fi again?" Each request a tiny chip in my nascent self, too small to fight, too constant to ignore. If you noticed, you were making it weird. My first paycheck at 16 went straight to my mother. "Rent isn't free," she'd state. I felt proud, a real man. That same year, Anna babysat twice, and my mother celebrated it like a cure for disease. Her plate is full. She's focusing on her future. My plate was full, too. Mine just had dishes piled on it. Now, I live 10 stops away, in a studio apartment. Still, every Sunday I visit. Roast chicken, low TV hum, dad's stock market pronouncements, mom's inquiries into Anna's opportunities. My contributions typically begin with, "Do you need help with that?" Last Sunday, I arrived early, groceries in hand. Mom, mid-call, just waved. "Don't drop those hands," she called. "Hands." Like a tool, not a person. Anna arrived later, a fragrant burst of energy. Dad, glued to sports, yelled, "There's our success story." I quietly set the table, my fingers brushing the scratch I'd made at 9, doing homework too hard. A permanent mark. Dinner followed its usual script. Anna first for the chicken, then inquiries about Dad's week, then Anna's networking brunch, a huge casting call. I just listened. I always listen. Then Mom turned to me, her voice softening, that prelude to a request. "Mark," she leaned in, "you'll like this. We were saying you should try a little more. Dress nicer. Speak up. Show what you can do." Dad snorted, "Stop hiding, son." Anna, with that sweet, performative smile you'd offer a stray, chirped, "Yeah, Mark, don't be so background." Background. I swallowed it. My fork made a brittle click. I felt that old scratch. "Sure, I defaulted, I'll try." Mom beamed. "Good. Don't worry, we'll help. We have plans." "Plans? You'll see," she patted my hand. "It's time to show off." It sounded harmless. It always does. I've been the family's invisible fixer for so long. It was muscle memory. The internet bill, the dead car battery, and his phone storage. The money started small, bus passes, groceries. "We'll pay you back," Mom promised. I kept receipts, Ziploc, then shoebox, then drawer. If I asked, "Why are you counting?" "That's not family," Dad would add. "Don't nickel and dime your own mother." So I stopped asking. My first real job, warehouse nights, then help desk days. I paid rent long after moving out. Family house, family help. Anna paid what she could, often zero. Opportunities take time and investment. Seed money. My money. Dad's favorite line. "We're a unit." He'd say it right before dividing everything into ours and mine. Can you spot us for electricity? Anna's agent fee is due. We're taking a small trip for our anniversary. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. $300 here, $500 there. My raises disappeared into their needs. I told myself it was temporary. When Anna's big break came, when Dad's side hustle took off, the next week that never arrived. The humiliations were quiet. At my birthday dinner, Mom joked, "Who needs a savings account? We have Mark." Everyone laughed. I laughed too. It sounded like a compliment if you didn't look at the numbers. Last winter, the flu. Mom called, asking if I could drive Anna to a photo shoot. I had a fever. "Put on a mask," she said. "Your sister's doing something important." Like what I do isn't. My face burned. "Don't make this about you, Mark." I drove Anna. She used my card for gas. "I'll transfer you," she said. Her phone opened, a promise that never materialized. Over time, my phone became a ledger of unpaid promises. 63, "I'll pay you Friday" texts. 19, "Can you do me a quick favor?" calls. 0 transfers that ever matched the words. And that's where it got complicated. 2 months ago, Lena, a co-worker, needed surgery. Our floor started a fundraiser. I volunteered to coordinate. Spreadsheets, remember? The $14,000 meticulously collected landed in my account first. I felt fiercely protective of it, like a child's savings. On Friday, the payout hit. My plan was simple. Transfer it to Lena Monday after the fund settled. Screenshots taken, alarms set, routing number triple-checked. I slept better that night than I had in months. Doing good felt like breathing real air. Saturday, parents' dinner. The plans. I didn't mention the money. It wasn't mine to mention. I plugged my phone into their kitchen charger. Mom asked for my Wi-Fi password for the TV. I typed it muscle memory. There was a flicker, a moment I ignored. An open door I didn't see. Sunday morning, 3 missed calls from Mom. "Call me when you wake." Big news. Half asleep, I smiled. Maybe Anna got a part. Maybe Dad sold his sports cards. I made coffee, planning a one more day text to Lena. A clean, hopeful morning. Then Mom called again, bright like confetti. "Come over." For what? The words were out before I registered their urgency. I stared at the phone. My bank app was open. Balance, 0. The $14,000, Lena's hope gone. My stomach dropped. I scrolled, horrified. Transfers. To my mother, then my father, then Anna. Car dealership. A travel agent. All dated Friday night, after I'd typed my password. When I arrived at their apartment, they were buzzing. Mom pulled me in. "Didn't we tell you we had plans? We invested in Anna's car. And a deposit on our anniversary trip. It's all going to work out for us now, darling." She beamed. I took a deep, shaky breath. "The money," I said, my voice thin. "Where is it?" Their smiles faltered. "What money, Mark?" Dad scoffed. "The $14,000, I clarified. The fundraiser money for Lena's surgery." Silence. A palpable shift. Anna's hand, holding car keys, trembled. Mom's face tightened. "Mark, it's not like that. We're going to pay you back. We always do." Dad, try to bluster. "Don't be dramatic." Dramatic? My voice rose, a tremor of rage. Can you imagine waking up to find your entire savings account wiped out? I stopped myself. Asterisk, no, they couldn't. It wasn't their savings. Asterisk, you wouldn't dare get the police involved. Mom whispered, her eyes wide. "I don't want to," I stated, my voice hardening. "I want you to fix it. It's the decent thing. I want to keep this inside these walls. But if that money isn't back by tonight, I will report fraud. I have every screenshot, every timestamp, the login location. And I will tell Lena and every donor exactly what happened. I won't lie for you." Anna sank into a chair, the keys now silent. Mom's cheeks flushed crimson. Dad's jaw worked like he was chewing something tough. 9, I said. "What?" Mom asked, confused. 9 hours, I clarified, checking my phone. "That's how long you have before I start making calls." I stood up, my legs working again. Anna looked up, truly looked at me. "Mark, are you serious?" For the first time in a long time, I said yes. I left their apartment at 12:14 p.m. At 12:16, Mom texted, "Don't be impulsive." At 12:18, Dad called. I let it ring. At 12:21, Anna sent crying emojis and "let's talk." At 12:30 p.m., I called Lena. I told her the unvarnished truth. My voice was shaking, but I said it all. I messed up. I kept the funds in my account for the weekend, and my family accessed it without permission. I'm getting it back today. If I don't, I'll take a loan. You will not go without because of me. Lena was quiet. Then, simply, thank you for telling me. Do what you have to do. My pre-op is Tuesday. The trust in her tone hurt more than any yelling could have. 1:10 p.m. I called the bank's fraud line. They flagged the transfers. We cannot guarantee a reversal, the rep said, but we'll investigate. 1:46 p.m. Mom, we're at the bank. They're asking questions. 2:03 p.m. Dad, this is humiliating. 2:15 p.m. Anna, I could try to return the car deposit, but the dealership guy is being difficult. 2:17 p.m. Do it. By 3 p.m., my phone showed 27 missed calls, 45 texts. It kept going. 62 messages by 5 p.m. People think the shouting is the hard part. It's not. It's the small gray preview on the lock screen. You're overreacting. We have needs, too. We said we'd pay it back. Every sentence tried to shrink the problem. None of them said, we're sorry. I made a list. Bank case number 4837 opened. Lena informed. Deadline 9 p.m. Backup plan. Credit union loan. Paycheck advance. Sell laptop. At 5:30 p.m., I moved the $600 from my rent envelope to a new one labeled Lena. It felt like moving water from one cup to another in a house on fire. Still, it was something I could control. At 6:22 p.m., Anna called again. I answered. I talked to the dealership, she said, her voice small. They'll refund if I cancel today. Dad's mad. Cancel, I said. She hesitated. He says you'll forgive us, like you always do. I'm not angry, I said. I'm making a boundary. She snorted. Same thing. It's not. I corrected her. Anger wants to hit. Boundaries want to protect. Silence. Then, I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't think. I know, I said. Start thinking. 7:05 p.m. Mom texted a photo of a teller window. We're fixing it. 7:12 p.m. Dad, you force your mother to cry in public. 7:30 p.m. Anna, deposit reversed. Screenshot attached. At 8:18 p.m., my bank app updated, $5,000 back. At 8:26 p.m., another $2,000. At 8:41 p.m., the last $7,000. The $14,000 sat there again, like a kid found on the sidewalk and brought home. I didn't cry. I didn't cheer. I just took 3 screenshots and sent them to Lena with the line, we're good for Monday again. I'm sorry. She sent a heart. That tiny red shape felt heavier than all the calls. At 9:02 p.m., Dad called. I answered. You happy now? He said, his voice raw. I'm relieved, I said. You made us look like criminals, he accused. You look like people who made a bad choice and corrected it, I countered. That's the best version of this. He huffed. Your mother says you're cutting us off. I'm not, I said. I'm changing the rules. No more passwords. No more loans. No more surprise family taxes. If you need help, you ask. If I can, I'll say yes with a number and a date. If I can't, I'll say no. No more guilt. No more jokes about me being a bank. And if you ever access my accounts again, I press charges. You'd send your own parents to jail? He scoffed. I protect other people's money and my own, I said. And I protect me. He tried one more thing. After all we sacrificed for you. I stared at the cheap clock ticking softly in my apartment. I know what you sacrificed, I said. I was there. I'm grateful for the basics. You fed me. You housed me. That was your job. My job is to grow up and take care of my life. Not to fund your lifestyle. We are even. He hung up without a goodbye. For 3 days, my phone was a weather report for a storm I wasn't standing in. Missed calls, long texts, voicemail speeches. Mom tried sweet, then mean, then sweet again. You broke my heart. You're ungrateful. Come home for dinner. I made your favorite. Dad stuck to grunts, typed words. Whatever. Fine. Remember who you are. Anna sent updates about looking at a used car within her budget and proof she'd canceled the dealership contract. She also asked if I could still help her compare rates. I told her I could send a link to a calculator. That was it. I changed all my accounts, set up new passwords, added two-factor authentication with a physical key. I moved the fundraiser money to a separate bank entirely and scheduled the Monday transfer. I switched the charger in my parents' kitchen for a $5 one from the pharmacy and wrote marks on it in Sharpie. Petty, perhaps, but it reminded me that I could label things that were mine. Lena's surgery went well. I sent flowers with a card that said, "From everyone who believes in you." I signed my name last. That was the first real breath since Saturday. By Friday, my apartment felt different. Quiet but not empty. No scramble, no dread. I made a simple routine and clung to it like a new job. Stretch, coffee, walk. Work, lunch, something colorful. After work, cleaning or laundry, then a book, no screens. Phone on Do Not Disturb at 10:30 p.m. The numbers changed, too. Not just in my account, but everywhere. The drawer with old receipts became a trash bag. The shoebox of IOUs became space for socks. The sticky note list got shorter. On Sunday, I didn't go to dinner. I sent a message Saturday night instead. Taking a few weeks. I love you. Talk soon. Mom sent 13 question marks. Dad wrote, fine. Innocent. Proud of you. The apartment stayed quiet. It felt like losing something. It also felt like finding something I'd never held before. I didn't cut my family out of my life. I just stopped letting them stand in my pockets. A week later, Mom asked if I could come by, just to talk. I said I could meet her at a cafe at 2 p.m. 1 hour. Public place. She showed up with an apology cake and a heavy perfume cloud. I overstepped, she said, eyes shiny. I thought I was helping. I didn't think it through. I believe you, I said. But belief isn't the same as permission. She nodded. Small rules then. What are your rules? Simple, I said. No passwords. No jokes about me being a bank. If you need help, ask with a number and a date. Expect no for an answer. And if you ever touch my accounts again, I file a report. There's no second conversation. She winced. You've changed. I'm trying to be an adult, I said. Adults have boundaries. They also have empathy. I will help when I can. I won't when I can't. And I'll never help if it means hurting someone else. She looked at the cake box. I can live with that. Dad took longer. He sent a single text 2 weeks later. We're grilling Sunday. I replied, maybe next time. He wrote back, we miss you. It was the most honest thing he'd said in a while. Anna and I text like normal people now. She sends a photo of a dented older sedan. Meet Bessie. I sent a link to a video on how to check oil. She sends a screenshot of her budget app with real categories and real numbers. I sent a thumbs up. She doesn't ask for gas money. I don't offer. It's peaceful. I kept my routines. I added things. A free community class on basic car maintenance. A savings account titled Mark for Mark. $50 every paycheck, no matter what. A new rule. I don't explain my hobbies. If I want to learn to bake or take a bus to the beach and just sit, I do it. And the story ends there. I still think about that moment at the table. The silence after I said the money wasn't mine. If I poke it, I can still feel the old reflex, the urge to soothe, to say it's okay, to pretend the numbers didn't matter. But I let the urge pass. I remember the donors, the list of names, the way $5 stacked up next to $25 and became hope. I remember Lena's sister's text. I remember my own breath. After, people often declare, family is everything. I agree. But family is also a collective of individuals, and individuals thrive on clear rules. Love, unmoored by boundaries, is merely chaos. So, to myself, and to anyone needing permission to enact a necessary repair, hear this. I am no longer the background, no longer a wallet with legs. My peace is not for sale, nor my approval. I can love you and still say no. I can help you, yet retain what is mine. Call me selfish if you must. I've faced worse labels for simply striving to be good. This isn't revenge, it's closure. A path for everyone, including me, to finally grow. And if anyone asks how to truly show off, I'll tell them the truth. The best flex is a boundary. What about you? Have you ever had to draw that line with family? How did it go? Let me know in the comments below. I truly want to hear your stories.